Did anyone expect this? On the biggest night in world football, billions of people tuned in expecting to witness history on the pitch. Every eye was focused on one question: who would become the 2026 FIFA World Cup champion? But by the end of the night, another story was dominating conversations across the world. Jungkook, BTS, and the unforgettable atmosphere that surrounded one of the most star-studded events ever connected to a FIFA World Cup final. For decades, the World Cup Final has been football's ultimate stage. Legendary players have lifted the trophy. Nations have celebrated unforgettable victories. Fans have created memories that lasted a lifetime. But in 2026, something changed. For the very first time, FIFA transformed halftime into a global entertainment spectacle, inviting some of the biggest names in music to perform before millions of viewers around the world. Among those global artists stood Jungkook and BTS. That single moment said more than words ever could. Years ago, many people believed that 7 young artists from South Korea could never reach the highest level of global entertainment. Language was considered a barrier. Distance was considered a disadvantage. Success on a worldwide scale seemed almost impossible. Yet year after year, BTS continued proving every doubt wrong. They filled stadiums across continents. They broke streaming records. They collected international awards. They inspired millions of people from different cultures and backgrounds. And now, they had arrived at one of the biggest stages in world sport. Just think about that for a second. Millions of football fans, millions of music fans, countless cameras, hundreds of journalists, and one historic halftime show that would become part of FIFA history forever. As kickoff approached, the atmosphere inside the stadium was unlike anything fans had experienced before. Supporters wearing football jerseys stood beside army carrying purple light sticks. Different languages filled the air. Different cultures came together. Yet everyone was waiting for the same unforgettable night. Outside the stadium, thousands of fans captured every moment they could. Inside, television crews prepared for a broadcast that would reach nearly every corner of the world. No one wanted to miss what was about to happen. Then the lights slowly began to fade. The energy inside the stadium instantly changed. The football field was no longer just a football field. Within minutes, it transformed into one of the biggest entertainment stages on Earth. Every spotlight, every camera movement, every second had been carefully prepared for a performance unlike anything the FIFA World Cup Final had ever presented before. When Jungkook and BTS finally appeared, the reaction was immediate. Cheers echoed throughout the stadium. Social media exploded almost instantly. Fans watching from different countries began sharing clips, photos, and reactions in real time. It wasn't only ARMY celebrating. Many viewers who had tuned in for football suddenly found themselves talking about the halftime performance as much as the match itself. That alone showed how powerful the moment had become. But what made the night feel even bigger wasn't only the performance. It was the extraordinary atmosphere surrounding the event. The World Cup Final had brought together athletes, musicians, filmmakers, entertainers, creators, and internationally recognized public figures under one roof. For one evening, football became the center of the entertainment world. And Jungkook and BTS were right there, performing in front of that global audience. For longtime fans, it felt emotional. They remembered the early days, the small stages, the criticism. Now those same artists were performing during the first ever FIFA World Cup Final halftime show, standing confidently on a stage watched by millions around the globe. It wasn't simply another concert. It wasn't simply another milestone. It represented years of determination, resilience, and growth. But as unforgettable as the performance was, something happened after the show that kept fans talking long after the final whistle. Photos continued appearing. New videos spread across social media. More reactions surfaced from people who had witnessed the historic night firsthand. And little by little, the full picture of what happened around Jungkook and BTS that evening became even more fascinating. Because the performance was only the beginning. The moments that followed would make this story even more unforgettable. As the final notes of the halftime performance faded, the energy inside the stadium didn't disappear. If anything, it became even stronger. The applause continued to echo through the venue as thousands of fans stood on their feet, trying to capture one last glimpse of the historic stage before everything returned to football. For many people inside the stadium, they had just witnessed more than a musical performance. They had witnessed the beginning of a new chapter in FIFA World Cup history. Almost immediately, photos and videos from the event began spreading across social media at incredible speed. Every platform was filled with different perspectives. Some fans focused on the breathtaking stage production. Others couldn't stop talking about Jungkook's commanding stage presence. Many simply celebrated seeing BTS perform during one of the biggest sporting events on the planet. Within hours, news outlets around the world were covering not only the World Cup final itself, but also the historic halftime show that had captured global attention. The conversation had expanded far beyond football. Entertainment media joined the discussion. Music fans shared their favorite moments. ARMY celebrated another milestone that only a handful of artists could ever imagine achieving. What made the night feel even more extraordinary was the atmosphere surrounding the event itself. The World Cup final wasn't simply a football match. It had become a global gathering where sport, music, film, fashion, and entertainment all shared the same stage. World-famous athletes, award-winning musicians, international celebrities, public figures from different industries. All of them became part of the same unforgettable evening. For Jungkook and BTS, simply standing in that environment represented something much bigger than a performance. It reflected how their influence had grown far beyond the boundaries of K-pop. Years earlier, BTS had been introducing themselves to international audiences. Now, international audiences already knew exactly who they were. That transformation didn't happen overnight. It was built through years of hard work, countless performances, endless rehearsals, world tours, sleepless nights, challenges that many people never saw behind the scenes. Every achievement eventually led them to moments like this. As more images from the World Cup final continued to appear online, fans carefully examined every detail, every camera angle, every smile, every reaction from the crowd. Each new photo became another memory added to BTS's remarkable journey. Many fans described the event as one of those rare moments where different worlds came together naturally. Football supporters, music lovers, families watching at home, longtime ARMY, even people who had never followed BTS before suddenly found themselves curious about the group that had become one of the highlights of football's biggest night. That curiosity alone showed how powerful the occasion had become. Moments like these cannot be measured only by awards or streaming numbers. Sometimes, the greatest achievement is simply being invited to stand on a stage that represents the entire world. And that was exactly what happened. When millions of viewers looked at the halftime stage, they weren't just seeing performers. They were seeing artists who had spent years breaking barriers, crossing cultures, and proving that music has the power to connect people regardless of language or nationality. Perhaps that's why this night continues to feel so meaningful.